Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
With almost 500,000 customers and over $1 trillion of secure payments, Bill isn't new to intelligent finance. It's the proven way to simplify bill pay and maximize cash flow. Want to learn more? Visit Bill.com/proven for a special offer.
Welcome to the Thursday Share Shed of Questions and Confessions. The bit of the week where I'll fling open the doors of Sober Awkward and let everything tumble out. If you've got a cringy moment that still pops up uninvited at 3 a.m, this is your chance to offload it. Let's get it off your chest and stop these tumultuous tales lurking like the drunken ghosts of your pissed up past. You can email your stories to vic@soberawkward.com. Anonymous is encouraged, oversharing is very welcome, and judgment is most certainly banned. So if you've ever worn a traffic cone on your head, had a weird one-night stand, fallen asleep in a bush, puked in a bin, and yes, had the occasional run-in with the police, or you just need to ask me a question about booze, then you're in the right place. I believe nothing says growth like finally airing a bit of dirty laundry. Let's evict those embarrassing memories once and for all. Kettle on, share shed open, let's get a little bit awkward. Right, it's Thursday, and before we get into today's episode, a quick update from me. I actually went camping, which is a complete miracle. I don't know if you know, but normally I only camp within a 5-mile radius of my house, because that way I can sneak off when the kids have gone to bed, go home, have a hot bath, sleep in my own bed, probably watch a bit of Netflix, and wake up in the morning, return to the campsite and pretend that I've been there all night. It's just how I survive camping, is basically by not doing it. I'm just not prepared to sleep in a glorified plastic bag for a weekend. Just doesn't happen. So I went and I enjoyed it, which was lovely. It was lovely weather. There weren't too many weird animals around. No snakes, or I did see a snake, but it wasn't near me, so that was okay. No wombats sniffling around or any weird Antipodean creatures to annoy me. So I actually had a lovely time. But I won't go into all that now, just so you know that I have been camping and I survived. Here I am on my Thursday morning episode. Anyway, I don't know if you know about this, but on Sober Awkward, on the website, you can actually leave us a voicemail. It's called SpeakPipe. It sounds fancy, but it's basically like an old school answering machine. You just click a button and talk, and you can ask me questions and do whatever you like. You can tell me how brilliant I am. I do appreciate that. I get about one a week, which I absolutely love. People saying hi, sharing their stories, and just saying thank you. It's bloody great. But a few months ago, I got a message from a woman in her 20s who had just gone sober. She said she was listening to Sober Awkward every day, but she was finding it kind of hard, but sort of enjoying being that person that wasn't drinking. Especially being young, it can be hard, of course, but she sounded really determined. And then this week, I got another message from her. With her permission, I'm going to play it for you now. I've left her name out, but her question is so good that I wanted to share it on here because I think my answer might help other people too. Okay, here we go.
Hello, Vic. I've reached out to you previously when I was sober. I'm 22 years old, turning 23 this year. I have just gone on more than a few months. I've had like 6 months drinking again, and I'm slowly realizing this is not for me. And previously I was very dedicated to being sober, and I guess it's quite difficult this young realizing that alcohol is not for me. And I guess I'm wondering, how do you start again? And how do you kind of decide that sobriety is for you, even though it's just such a difficult decision. When it's just, it's so easy to just keep drinking. I would love to know. And thank you. I once reached out about, being young and sober. And I remember Hamish and you, Vic, both responded to me individually. And so, it's been a while, but I'm looking to get back on track after many bad decisions. I'm trying to just exercise and do what I can. But like, holy man, it's hard. I just want to drink myself to death, I'm not sure if that relates to anyone but me and my own issues, but so, bit vulnerable, but here we are. It happens to all of us, right?
So she wants to know where to start again. And I know for a lot of people, this is a rock and a hard place. It can feel so overwhelming to know what to do, especially when you're in your 20s. Now, before I answer properly, I just want to say this. If you're feeling like this amazing, vulnerable woman who left this message for me, the very first step, of course, I have to say this because it is so bloody important, is to get some support around you. You don't have to do this on your own, even though it feels really lonely and really kind of individual to you. The best thing you can do is go and see your GP, speak to them, get them to give you a referral for therapy if you can. That is just a start, and you have to start somewhere. Book yourself a doctor's appointment. There's a vast spectrum to this alcoholism thingy, as you all know, and finding out where you sit on it and what sort of help is available for you is definitely going to be the first step. It's exactly what I did. I had to reach out my hand and find people around me who would support me, people who helped and didn't judge. And if you can, go to an AA meeting. There'll be one near you. You don't have to speak. You don't have to stand up and declare that you're an alcoholic. You can just sit and listen. I think that would be a really good place to start. I sometimes go. I don't even stand up. I don't even introduce myself. I just sit there and I find myself in the stories of others. And it's actually really comforting. There's something so powerful in hearing your story come out of someone else's mouth. It makes you realise you're not broken. You're just human, like everybody else. So that has to come first. Support, connection, and knowing you're not alone. And also, I want to give you a really honest answer here to the lovely lady that sent me that voicemail. It's not going to be a fluffy one. I'm not going to fluff around the edges. What I want to start by saying is, I think you really need to be sober to learn how to stay sober. I know that sounds weird, but you have to be clear to be able to understand all of the benefits and to experience them to keep on going. I know that sounds obvious, but it's actually the bit we try and skip. We want to dip in and out, have a few drinks here and there, and somehow build confidence in sobriety at the same time. But you can't. Alcohol keeps you in that cycle of doubt and anxiety and the mentality of, I'll just have one, or I'll just make it this time. Oh, it's someone's birthday. And sobriety never quite lands. And of course, that's going to be harder the younger that you are. Sobriety, unfortunately, takes time and practice and repetition, doing it again and again until it starts to feel a bit, more normal. And here's the annoying bit. You have to keep on being social for a while. You have to go to things. And you have to learn to say no sometimes too, if it's a bit out of the comfort zone. But I think it's a really good idea. It's what this podcast is based on. You have to feel the awkward and push through those moments where you would have drunk, where you didn't know what to say. I know it can be hard standing around with a group of people and suddenly feel everything and you don't know what to say. That's the obvious time to lean on a glass of wine or whatever your tipple is. But lots of those moments all joined up together leads to the thing that we call sober confidence, going into those situations and knowing you won't drink. You don't get that if you avoid life. You get it from showing up. I'd also ask gently to get really curious about drinking, why you're doing it. Is it just because it's easier to fit in or to take the edge off? Then ask yourself a really good question. Are those reasons really good enough? What are the repercussions of your drinking? It might be a really good idea to write a list of the pros and cons, the things that you enjoy about it and the reasons why you do it, and then a list of why it's harming you and the impact. Because when you start to understand what alcohol actually does to your body, your brain and your mood, it becomes a lot harder to justify it. This isn't about being strict or perfect. It's about learning to be kind. Kind to yourself, kind to your body, and kind to this incredible vessel that's carrying you around. I know that can be hard because in your 20s especially, it's so easy to be frivolous and have this live fast, die young attitude. But another really good question I used to ask myself all the time is, am I better sober or am I better drunk? And then actually write it down. Stick it on the fridge if you have to, just a reminder. Because in these moments when you're about to cave, when you go out and you see all your mates drinking and looking like they're having the best time ever, you need something to remind you why you started this journey in the first place. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I couldn't have done this in my 20s, which is why I empathise massively. I didn't have the information. I didn't understand what alcohol was doing to me. I don't have many regrets in life. But I do regret not getting sober sooner. I travelled the world in my 20s. I did loads of stuff. But honestly, I may as well have stayed in my local pub. I was hungover most of the time and I feel like I missed so much. Sobriety, this is one thing that you won't regret. And the younger you make this choice, the sooner you learn to trust yourself, to like yourself, and to build a life where alcohol just isn't part of it. Because that's what this is really about. Not just stopping drinking, but creating a life where you love yourself enough not to need it. Oh, it's so tough, I know. I think also, for me growing up, the information that I was getting from my peers, from everything around me, was telling me to drink. And it sounds like from your message that you don't want to be doing it anymore, but there's this pull, this really strong pull just to numb out the questioning and not feel and enter oblivion. And I certainly used to feel that too. Even though I was only a weekend binge drinker, I wasn't a daily drinker, but still I had this pull that alcohol was something that I needed or wanted to socialise. And really sobriety, the longer you do it, the more you're going to practice being sober, and practice will lead to that longer term sobriety. And then it all kicks in. It's like a stepping stone of liking yourself. It's like that first 10 minutes at a sober event. Okay, then you leave. Then next time you stay for 20 minutes. And it's about having boundaries when you go out. I spoke to Sober Dave recently and we talked about the red, amber and green light. If an event is a green light, as he said, that's a go. That's fine. It's safe. It's probably a breakfast or a lunch. If it's amber, you might stay for half an hour and leave. And if it's red, it's a no-go. And you have to manage your lifestyle now. You can't continue doing the same things you did as a 23-year-old drinker. It's just not going to work. You're going to have to adjust your lifestyle. And what I did really early on in my sobriety, which helped me massively, was to swap my nights for days. I used to live for the weekends and after dark and parties and after parties, all of that chaos. I chose my days over nights, and it made things absolutely change for me, because it meant I saw my friends still, but I met them for breakfast or for a walk or for a nice conversation over a cup of tea, whatever it was. And it made me much happier. So really the sobriety journey isn't about alcohol. It's about you. And you being kind to yourself and starting to not put a poison into your body. If you can break it down into something as simple as the scientific facts and the impact that alcohol has on your system and your health, then that's another good reason to not do it. And if you can stack up those reasons not to do it and get all of that information into your brain, I think it's going to make it harder to reach into the fridge for a cold beer or a glass of wine. But yeah, I get you. This is hard, but it truly will be the best thing you ever do. And if you can do it in your 20s, well, then you've got the world at your feet. I learned to tune into that through therapy and understand that alcohol wasn't helping my life. It was hindering it in so many ways. So yeah, That's my answer to your question, and I hope it helps. I'm going to release this episode this Thursday because I really want to get this advice over to you as quickly as I can, because it's so important to reach out your hand and get some help. Spend the money that you would have spent at the weekend on a really good therapist. I've got one. Send me an email and I'm sure I can hook you up. But yeah, therapy helps me. It helps you unravel yourself and understand the reasons why you drink, which will also be the reasons why you stay sober. And remembering your reason why and writing it down, like I said, the pros and cons and all of it is a really good way to keep yourself sober, because you can log in and say, I felt like this on day one and this is how I feel now, and I want to go back there. I want to feel like I did on that day one, which is empowering. To make a good choice for yourself is so bloody empowering. And when you keep making good choices instead of, bowing your head, being so hungover the next day that you can't even look anyone in the eye, the difference is a world apart. And being kind to yourself and having your own back is going to make you build this wall of confidence that will be impenetrable on a night out. And that's what you want, is to go in there, see your mates and go, look at me. I don't drink. And here I am, dancing, being silly, leaving at 8:30 and loving my life. That truly is the difference between being drunk and being sober, is being happy. I think it's important that we just take a moment as well to recognise what the message said at the end there, which was, she said, I just feel like drinking myself to death. Now, if you're feeling like that, or anyone else is just so fed up of this, they feel like they can't stop, and you feel like you just want to give up on yourself, the answer is that people do get sober. People get over this. People recover. It's called recovery for a reason. It's because people get better. This isn't the end. This is possibly the beginning. And tune into that. This is an opportunity to feel really down low at this rock bottom and to be questioning everything is the point where you turn around and you make your comeback. So recognise this point. This is the red flag that's been whipping you across the face for all the years, telling you to change. This is it. This moment. It's your opportunity to make some good decisions. Thank you so much for that amazing message. And I hope this helps. And anybody can message me on the SpeakPipe and ask me questions, and I will answer them here on our Thursday episodes. Thanks for listening, everybody. Oh, I feel a bit emotional after that. The passion came out in full force. Oh, see you next week. If you're questioning your relationship with booze, struggling to moderate, or your hangovers are causing anxiety, it might be time to reach out for some support. Talk to a mate, book in with your GP, go to an AA meeting, or find an online support group. I've got one. Just head to cuppa.community. For more resources, head to soberawkward.com, where you'll find details of our amazing Thailand sober holidays, the 30-day sobriety guide, books, blogs, writing courses, and loads more. I know this sobriety thingamajig can feel uncomfortable at first, but there is help out there. Find your community, connect, and start to feel the awkward and do it anyway. And if you've enjoyed the Sober Awkward podcast, please rate it, review it, and share it with your mates. Because honestly, my mates are bored of hearing about it.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
When it comes to managing money, forget the hype and look at the results. Bill has $1 trillion of secure payments powering our bill pay tools. Instead of just moving money, Bill is powering the financial operations of nearly 500,000 customers. So stop the guesswork and start scaling with the proven choice. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started. And grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
Are you looking for a Columbus car dealership built on tradition and trust? Buyers Auto, family owned since 1897, offers top new and pre-owned vehicles. Visit us or shop online at buyersauto.com. Buyers Auto, driving the next generation of buyers.
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad
No,
bookstores?
it's probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh yeah, really
Yeah.
depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his teeny little, his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it
Yeah,
now.
go and buy it. Go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy. Buy it, yeah.
And you know what? Don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another
Yeah,
five.
buy another one.
Yeah.